That's not like taffy. Those things do hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The nice thing is they don't come loose. Like
For more than a decade, millions have tuned in to watch the incredible Dr. Pol, where the no-nonsense Dutch veterinarian tackled every challenge that came through his clinic doors. From saving farm animals in freezing Michigan winters to helping families with their beloved pets, Dr. Jan Pol became more than just a TV personality. He became a symbol of dedication, compassion, and strength. But now, heartbreaking news has left fans around the world in shock. Reports have surfaced that Dr. Pol has been battling a serious health condition, one that has taken a toll on his body and spirit. Known for his resilience and tireless work ethic, Dr. Pol has always pushed through pain and exhaustion. But this time, those closest to him say he's finally being forced to slow down. In a recent interview, the beloved vet reportedly became emotional as he thanked fans for years of unwavering support and hinted that his time in front of the cameras might soon be coming to an end. Crew members describe an emotional atmosphere on set as Dr. Pol said goodbye to longtime patients and staff, leaving viewers heartbroken but deeply grateful for everything he's shared. Whether this truly marks the end of an incredible era remains uncertain, but one thing's for sure. Dr. Pol's legacy of kindness, courage, and love for animals will never be forgotten. For more than 50 years, Dr. Jan Pol has dedicated his life to animals. Long before cameras followed him for the incredible Dr. Pol, he was a young veterinarian with a dream: to help every animal in need, no matter how big or small. Born in the Netherlands, Dr. Pol moved to the United States as a young man, determined to build a life where he could follow his passion. Settling in rural Michigan, he began working with farmers, tending to everything from cows and horses to pigs and chickens. His reputation grew quickly, not just for his skill, but for his unwavering dedication. People didn't just trust him with their animals. They trusted him with their livelihoods, their families, and sometimes their hearts. Over the years, Dr. Pol's unique approach to veterinary care caught the attention of television producers. He wasn't flashy, he didn't stage drama, and he certainly didn't sugarcoat anything. He simply treated animals with honesty and expertise. That authenticity turned him into a household name. Millions tuned in to watch him navigate the unpredictable world of farm life, from life and death emergencies to the everyday challenges that came with running a busy clinic. Fans adored his no-nonsense approach, his dry humor, and the obvious love he had for every animal he treated. But behind the camera, life has not always been easy. For decades, Dr. Pol poured every ounce of energy into his work, often putting his own health on the back burner. Friends and family knew he had a heart of gold, but even the strongest hearts can face challenges. Recently, troubling news emerged that shocked both fans and colleagues alike. Dr. Pol had received a serious diagnosis that would change everything. While details remain private, those close to him confirm that this condition has forced him to rethink the pace of his life and the way he works. Despite the news, Dr. Pol remains determined to face this challenge head-on. Crew members describe him as resolute yet emotional, spending time saying goodbye to staff, animals, and the farm he has nurtured for decades. For fans, it's a bittersweet reminder of just how much he has given to the world, not only through television, but through decades of tireless care and compassion. While uncertainty hangs in the air, one thing is clear: the legacy of Dr. Jan Pol is unmatched, and his impact on both animals and humans will be remembered for generations. Even for someone as seasoned as Dr. Jan Pol, this chapter of his life has been one of reflection. Spending decades in a world where every day brought unexpected emergencies, he rarely had time to pause. But now, with his health forcing him to slow down, he's had to take stock of everything he's accomplished and everything he still dreams of doing. Friends and family say that Dr. Pol has always been a man of action, not words. Yet this moment has brought out a rare vulnerability. Inside his bustling clinic, memories hang in every corner. The worn wooden floors, the stacks of medical books, the countless tools of his trade, each tells a story of a life devoted to service. Staff members who have worked alongside him for years describe the atmosphere as bittersweet. There's pride in everything they've accomplished together, but also sadness at the thought of the legendary vet stepping back. Some recall nights spent rushing to save a critically ill calf, while others remember quiet afternoons when Dr. Paul offered guidance or comfort to a young assistant learning the ropes. Through it all, his dedication never wavered. Fans, too, have been reaching out in unprecedented numbers. Social media platforms are filled with heartfelt messages. "Thank you for saving not just animals but hearts," one tweet read. Another fan wrote, "Your compassion has inspired generations. We're behind you, always." Even those who have never met him personally feel a connection. Dr. Paul's honesty, humility, and unshakable work ethic have created a bond that transcends television. For many, watching him tackle life's challenges on screen was more than entertainment. It was a lesson in resilience, empathy, and responsibility. While the diagnosis is serious, those close to him emphasize that Dr. Paul is not giving up. Plans are being made to adjust his workload, ensure he has the support he needs, and continue sharing his expertise in ways that don't compromise his health. Interviews and updates suggest he's determined to remain a presence in the veterinary world, even if it looks different from the hectic pace fans have grown used to. The legacy he has built is one that will continue to influence aspiring vets, animal lovers, and viewers who have been inspired by his lifelong commitment. Even amidst the uncertainty, one message is clear. Dr. Paul's journey has never been about fame or recognition. It's been about heart, dedication, and the countless lives, both human and animal, he's touched along the way. As fans await updates, they are reminded that even legends face challenges. And yet, in true Dr. Paul fashion, he meets each day with courage, humility, and an unwavering love for the animals that have defined his life. Behind the familiar scenes of the incredible Dr. Paul, there's a side of Jan Paul that few fans have ever seen. The man who worries, reflects, and feels deeply. While cameras capture the fast-paced, sometimes chaotic world of veterinary emergencies, they rarely show the quiet moments, the hours spent checking on a recovering animal, the conversations with staff about tough decisions, and the personal sacrifices that come with a life dedicated to care. Now facing a serious health diagnosis, those moments have taken on new weight and meaning. Friends describe Dr. Paul as remarkably grounded. Despite his fame, he's never lost sight of what truly matters. Family gatherings, walks around the farm, and simple conversations with his wife and children are now treasured moments. The diagnosis has made him confront not just his own mortality, but the reality that he must step back from the work he's loved for decades. For a man whose identity is tied to saving lives and being on the move, this pause has been both humbling and emotional. Staff recount scenes filled with quiet tears and hugs as Dr. Paul shares gratitude for those who have stood by him through the years. Fans, too, have felt the impact of this news. Across social media, forums, and fan pages, people are sharing stories of how Dr. Paul has inspired them, from choosing veterinary careers to simply showing kindness in their own lives. Messages flood in with photos of rescued pets and heartfelt notes, demonstrating the profound effect one man can have on the world. For many, the thought of Dr. Paul stepping away is difficult to process. Yet the outpouring of love highlights a legacy far larger than any television show. Even in the face of adversity, Dr. Paul continues to inspire. He's working on ways to remain involved in veterinary care, whether through mentorship, advice, or selective visits to farms. His determination reflects the same courage and commitment that made him a hero to so many viewers. The lesson, friends say, is that resilience isn't about being invincible. It's about facing life's toughest moments with honesty, grace, and an unwavering sense of purpose. As the news spreads, one thing becomes clear. Dr. John Paul's story is far from over. While this diagnosis marks a difficult chapter, the decades of compassion, dedication, and tireless service will ensure his influence endures. For everyone who has watched him heal animals, comfort families, and tackle the impossible, Dr. Paul remains a symbol of heart, courage, and the profound difference one person can make in the world. As Dr. John Paul faces this new chapter of his life, the focus has shifted from the relentless pace of daily veterinary work to reflection, gratitude, and connection. For decades, he has poured his heart into saving animals, supporting families and inspiring fans around the globe. Now those closest to him say he is taking the time to savor every moment, to appreciate the life he has built, and to pass on his wisdom to the next generation of veterinarians. On the farm, life continues at its own rhythm. Chickens cluck in the yard, cows graze peacefully in the fields, and the familiar sounds of barn life remain constant. Yet there is a new sense of quiet purpose. Staff members describe Dr. Paul's presence as both tender and powerful. A man who has always been strong for others, now allowing himself to accept care and support from those who love him. Even simple acts like walking through the barn or checking